that... That's the one I want now, isn't it? That's the right one, isn't it? Is that the right one? Or is this? Or is this? Is that gonna be best? I think I just want to do Omni. Yeah, that's probably gonna work best for this right now. Okay. Yeah, right. Where's my... Alright, let's stop this. Yeah, that's sort of better. Oh, my name download's completed. That's good. Where is Zipper? Open this up. I guess I kind of have to change this to IRL for this. Right. I think that should be everything. Yep. Okay. So, I have a normal package. A heavy and big box full of PS2 stuff, I think. Yeah. And another big box. This is what I'm going to open first, because this has got some interesting Game Geary things in it. Some random cartridges to start with. Woody Pop. No idea what that is. I'm sure I'll find out soon. Woody Pop. I can't even figure out what that might supposed to be. Some kind of weird... Huh. I'll find out. Wonder Boy. I'm not sure how well Wonder Boy's gonna work on the Game Gear. I suppose it depends whether it's Adventure Island style of Wonder Boy or whether it's an RPG style of Wonder Boy, because they are quite different. Ah, right, it's a Arkanoid clone. Fair enough, that makes sense. And there's Slider. I think it's another puzzle game. I've never don't think I've seen it before, but again, these are just sort of like the loose carts that were with this. I have Shinobi 2, which actually I'm quite looking forward to play. I've heard it's decent. I think it's a bit slower than like the Genesis Shinobis, but still pretty good apparently. And then Factory Panic, which I'm almost certain is going to be a Sokoban clone, and I hate Sokoban clones, so that's going to be fun. That's probably going straight back on eBay, to be honest. Okay, what's next? Oh, a few more loose ones, I think. What's in here? Yeah. A few still in the little cases. So, we have... I open them up so that you can actually see them because they're really dirty. So that's Castle of Illusion. I think it's pretty much the same as the Mega Drive version, although it must be dumbed down a little bit. I'm interested to give that a bash. And I have Land of Illusion, which... Ooh, if I can get it out of the case. Nope, I can't. I've clearly forgotten how to open up a Game Boy case. So this is Land of Illusion. Now that's a more puzzly kind of Castle of Illusion game. I think I've got it somewhere on the Master System. Obviously Master System, Game Gear, it's basically the same game. But it should be pretty good. I'll give it another bash. And then more Disney, lots of Disney. The Jungle Book, which again I think I have on the Mega Drive, so see if that version's any better, any worse. It was a okay game from what I remember. Right. Oh. So to go with that English copy of Castle Illusion, I have a Japanese copy of Castle Illusion, all nice and pretty and pink, and I think complete. Let's have a look. Yep, so Japanese carts a lot more simplistic than the Western version. I think just to try and attract the kind of audience they're looking for. And then a little tiny manual, all in colour, because it's Japan. We don't get black and white colours out of Japan. Let's have a look. Sprite doesn't actually look too bad. Let's have a look. It's like a little sort of half a Mickey. That'll be good. I don't know how much different it is. I imagine that from that screenshot, I think they've just tried to make the same game and just shrink it down to the Game Gear. So that should be fun. Right. So now there are some boxed PAL Game Gear games. So this is the one I'm most interested in, which is Devilish. Now it's also a Breakout clone, but this is like a combination of Breakout and like an action game, a shooter almost. You have to hit targets, kill bosses, that kind of good stuff. But it's not like just a standard Arkanoid game, which I'm quite interested in. Box and case and manuals in there somewhere. It's a little tidy, but I don't really care. I don't collect cardboard box consoles because you can't keep them good. You just, unless you put them in hermetically sealed chambers, which I don't have any, you can't really keep them well. It's just not worth trying. Although this is pretty pristine. Actually looks almost like it's still sealed. This is Tasmania. I've had this on the Mega Drive, definitely. It looks like, again, it's supposed to be the same game. As you can see, sort of from the little screenshots. It's not a bad game, but it's not... Like, the Looney Tunes games aren't exactly on the level of the Disney games of the time. We all know those were just incredible platformers, especially given they were licensed games. Usually licensed meant chuck it in the bin, but that was never the case with Disney in the 90s. And then the 2000s happened. I don't know what happened there. This has got its manual in good nick, everything. That's nice. Oops. If I can get it back in, will always help. There you go. Okay. And another game I definitely had on the Mega Drive is Mick and Mac Global Gladiators. I don't know why this exists. I used to pretend I enjoyed it as a kid, I think. I don't think I ever really properly enjoyed it. It's weird. Like, these mascots we never saw in the UK. I don't ever think I've seen Mick and Mac. I wouldn't know their names if it wasn't written on the back of this box. But they're stuck in Slime World. God knows. It is so incredibly 90s. I mean, look at that box. Look at how 90s that cover is. That is 90s as fuck right there. Look at this. Anyway, get rid of some bubble wrap because there's bubble wrap all over my grill. This is the last of the games for the Game Gear. So we have the first Shinobi on the Game Gear. From looking at it on the back, it looks like it's trying to be in the same vein as Revenge of Shinobi and the Mega Drive Shinobis. I think it was probably produced at around the same time. You can see from the box it's supposed to be Masashi. You can see it's the same sprite. But, so I've got both of the Shinobis on the Game Gear, which I've never played before, so that'll be fun. That's just, look, here's Klax. It's terrible. No one likes Klax except Mensky. Mensky likes Klax. I don't know why. Klax, go away. And then there is what was effectively Sonic 3 on the Game Gear. Except Sonic 3 for the Game Gear is not Sonic 3. Like Sonic 2 is not Sonic 2. They're their own games. But this is Sonic Chaos. I've heard decent things about it. I'm definitely going to give it a bash. You've got Sonic and Tails in this one, where in Sonic 2 on the Game Gear you don't have Tails. You're rescuing him. Is that bottom one? Is that a special stage? Because it looks weird. Oh yeah, I think I had the TV tuner for the Game Gear somewhere. Yeah, literally can't work a one. Literally useless now. That's a shame. But yeah, times a change. Oh, and there is a flat packed box for Factory Planet, which doesn't appear to be a Sokoban clone, so that's good. And now, this is the exciting part. It was amazing, but not for the reasons you're implying, Mike. So, we have a nice boxed Game Gear. Still got a security tag on it for some reason. Looks pretty minty. Few bashed corners, but given that it's, 26, 27 years old, can't really complain. It's got full color, high resolution. Yeah, and also 30 minutes of battery life. Doesn't say that on the back, obviously, but we know that's about right. Advertises a bunch of accessories that you have to buy yourself. So why are they on the back of the box? Never mind. And it doesn't include this, I don't think, unless it's still in the box. I don't think it is. Yes, I waste all of my money on this shit, but it keeps me off the streets, Jamie. Keeps me off the streets. It's a guarantee. Okay. Please contact HC Rowland and Company if I need to get my Game Gear serviced. I don't think so. Yeah. I think we might be out of the 12-month guarantee period, to be honest. So maybe that's not so use now. Oh well. Always nice to see reg cards and stuff. Yeah, I've never got any money these days because as soon as I get it, I spend it on old tat. But as I say, it keeps me happy. So what are you gonna do? And here is the big thing itself. I don't think that's going to be its original sort of packing, but it's packing nonetheless. There's no power cable in here, so I am probably going to have to put a hell of a load of batteries in here. I know, right? It would have already gone under. Oh yes, it's not tough. I joke. Obviously, high quality items. Okay. I think I've got 6 batteries somewhere here. No, yeah. Well, I've got 7. I don't know what used one. But let's just quickly shove something in it. Oh, and those 2 games I said weren't in it. Well, they are in it. There's Columns, and there's Popples. Looks like a Bubble Bobble ripoff. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Yeah, the price and stuff's weird. It's going still climbing and climbing at the moment, but I know for a fact that it's gonna burst at some point, and I think it's sooner rather than later. But, if it comes at a time where I have to put everything in, then I will, but I don't think I will anytime soon. Wow. How long is it since you've had to put more than one A battery in something? 6 whole batteries. And 3. Oh, and I know there are people with more stuff around here than me. There's a few collectors that I know are in the area that have incredibly expensive collections. I mean, mine's easily in the 4 figures these days, probably in 5, like on current prices. I don't think that'll stay. But yes, there's a lot of money here. But a lot of that's from my Saturn collection, which I made about 6 or 7 years ago, and most of it is doubled, if not tripled, so that's cool. Right, what should I put in? Put in Death Revolution. Now it's a bit dim, and the seller did say that it did, but that's just some caps to replace. That can be sorted. But I don't know if you can see it. It is working fine. Might need a bit of a clean, but otherwise, it's all good. Yeah, I probably will send it off to someone to get it recapped so that I can actually use it properly. But it's cool. This Game Gear and all these games, that was £81 plus postage. So it's not like I don't buy things at a good deal. The only reason I bought it was because I managed to get it for cheap. I wasn't going to put any more than £100 on it, but I think I've got a decent bag of stuff, if not a bargain for that amount. So, like, people will pay 10-15 quid for a box these days. Like, collectors are weird. That's all the Game Gear stuff done. So now there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of PS2 games to come out now. First things first. This is not part of the 2 packages that I just bought, that I mainly wanted to do this for, but these are 4 good things. So this is all 4 of the Taito collections that Taito made for the PS2. So there's a lot of games in these 4 discs. So there's 25 on each one. So we have 100 bona fide Taito classics. Let's see what's... Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I sound like an optician right now. So yeah, those are going to be cool to rifle through. Well, also look nice together. That'll go good on a shelf, which is always important. Right, so let me lift this box up because it's quite heavy. Right. So this is a box of a lot of PS2 games. All Japanese. So this is a Taiko no Tatsujin. I'm not sure which one. I think this might be the anime one. I'll have to check. I might already have this one. And the case has definitely seen better days. But, I do have a Taiko drum for these games, which I use every now and again, but it's really noisy and annoys the hell out of people, so I don't use it all that much. No, the shelves have to rotate at all times. So this is like a weird Full Metal Alchemist fighting game, Smash Brothers kind of thing. I don't know, I might already have a copy of this as well somewhere, or I might have sold it off. But thankfully there's no Nina, no deadly dog deep cuts, but it's alright. I'll be alright. I'll probably give it a couple of bashes. So he's one of many Tales games that's in here. To be honest, these I'll hold on to for a while, but I don't know that I'll play them much. Obviously, the first problem is they're in Japanese. I don't know enough Japanese to play a JRPG all the way through, because there's a story to follow, and that ain't happening. But I have friends that rave about the Tales games. I've never really put much time into one, so I might do. Probably in English though, but yeah, it's in good nick. I don't think I've seen this one in a while. And here's the first of many Musu games that are in this box, or as we would know them as Dynasty Warriors. So this is Sengoku Basara, which is sort of like their fantasy version of the Three Kingdoms, with Date Masamune and all those lovely folks. Now this one is Capcom, you may notice, but it is essentially just a Koei, lost my train of thought there, just a Koei Musou game, so kill hundreds of people at once, constantly, you know the drill. If you played one before, you know the drill. But yeah, again, it's something I will definitely play. Speaking of, here's another one. This is Shinzanko Kumuso 2, which is an Omega Force one as opposed to the main dev. So Omega Force ones have a bit of a reputation for being a little bit worse. They're not that much worse, but yeah, it looks good. See your old friends Lubu and all those cool guys that apparently fought in China. I don't know how much of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms is real, if any of it, but they're always a good fun mash 'em up. Just press the button until everything dies. No one has too much of a problem with that, I'm sure. And this one has clearly come out of a hard off, which is like a Japanese discount store. I can tell from the little sticker that's on here. This one is Artanelico. It's another RPG. Looks like this is a lady folk RPG, by which I mean there's teasers of titties, let's say. But I haven't heard much about this one. Banpresto isn't the best sign. Banpresto have a very up and down reputation. Sometimes really good, quite often pretty terrible. So, I mean, it got the best release, so it's got to be popular. That doesn't always mean it's good, obviously, but it's got to be popular. This will be fun. So, Final Fantasy X. I've played this for about 3-4 hours. I don't like it. For one, Tidus is just awful. The thing that could be interesting to me, the Blitzball, was not really fleshed out enough. If you do like Blitzball though, I would highly recommend a game from Supergiant called Pyre, which is pretty much built around a sport in an RPG, but it's really about sort of making moral decisions and finding your way out of hell as it happens. But yeah, Final Fantasy X. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. That's all there is to it. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. Nope. Yep, some more slashy Muso. So this is Sengoku Muso 5 Special. Don't know what's particularly special about it, but definitely give it a bash. It's got a nice spine, which is always good. We have Gran Turismo 3. I haven't played much of this. Actually, I don't think I have this. So this is... well, everyone knows what Gran Turismo is. I think it's Sony's simulation racing series. It's usually pretty good. It's got a heavy leaning on Japanese manufacturers of cars, which I enjoy. Look, I've got a box of Japanese games, of course, so I prefer Japanese cars, come on, it's obvious. But yeah, I do like a Gran Turismo. I prefer a Forza, I'm not gonna lie, but I will play that at some point. And try and make some nice cars. Nope, we're into more anime. This is Gundam Generation Spirits. Looks like it is sort of a mech combat kind of thing. These I can go one or two ways on. Sometimes these are really interesting. Sometimes they're a bit dull. I think I've heard decent things about this one. It's got all of your favourite Gundams, I think. I don't really know. I've never really watched Gundam. Seems like it's got a few different storylines in it. So, and it's got everyone's favourite anime op-ed. That's always important. Not for me, but for anime people. So that's cool. I guess we'll continue with the Gundams. Let's run through them all. So this is Gundam Seed Destiny Generations. Again, looks like a mech combat game. Looks a bit more one-on-one, so it might be more up my street. It's sort of got a semi-fighting gamey kind of look on the back. And lots of angsty anime people, which is always important. Everyone likes a good angsty anime tea. So, well, that's cool. Yep, still not done with the Gundams. This is Gundam Seed Generation Seed. Okay, bit of a mouthful. This one looks more of a CG kind of thing. Could still be interesting. These always look good. These games always look good, which can be. It's not really my thing. I'm more of a substance over style kind of person. Just have to look at my face to know that. But yeah, looks pretty good. I'll give it a bash. I'll give all of these things a bash, whether I think I'll like them or not, to be honest. This whole box didn't even cost me 60 quid, and there's 40 games in here, so it doesn't really matter that much. It's shelf stock, and there's going to be some cool stuff in here that I wouldn't have bought. So, you know, have to take your chances sometimes. So this one, I've heard a lot more about Tales of Symphonia. I know people love this on the GameCube. Again, I've never played it. I think it's got more of a real-time kind of combat edge, so I might like this one a bit more. I might go back into it. Art's beautiful as always. It's got a shell-shaded look, I remember, which looks rather good. We'll see. I'll need to learn a bit more Japanese for that, again, obviously. But I'm trying. I'm getting there. I might be able to play through that fairly soon. Okay, I have some Onimusha. This is Onimusha 2. I've got Onimusha 1, and I think it might also be in this box as well. But that I'll definitely play. these didn't really take off the way Capcom expected them to. I think it's a good series. I like what I remember playing of them. I haven't played them in a while, but what I remember of them, except the kind of tanky controls that Capcom were kind of stuck on at the time. Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. We'll definitely give that a bash. We have a cheaper version of Tales of Symphonia as well, so don't think I'll need two of them, but it's still cool. So there's Ridge Racer 5. I'm not a massive fan of Ridge Racer. Type 4 on PlayStation is a hell of a game. It's got a great soundtrack and it drives like a dream. Well, it doesn't drive, it drifts like a dream. It's a very drift heady series. But I think they were trying to go a bit more serious when they got to 5. It doesn't massively work. It's still quite fun, like good, like low effort kind of racing, but I'm not a massive fan. I'll give it another bash though. I'll give it another shot. You know, I said we were done with the Gundam. I was wrong. We have Mobile Suit Gundam, then I can't read the rest of it, unfortunately. This is definitely a more story-heavy mode. Though it does have a versus mode, so there may be some decent mech action to be had. And it looks like it has... yeah. So it looks like if I don't want to play the game, I can just watch the game, because there's a DVD of the contents of the game in there as well. So I might just watch this game instead. We'll see. We've got another Final Fantasy. This is 12. I've heard mixed things about 12. I haven't tried this one yet, so I might well give this one a bash. The ones I haven't tried, I might as well give a go. I mean, it looks like a decent aesthetic. It looks interesting enough. It's only one way to find out, isn't there? Yes. So this is an interesting one. This is a Japanese copy of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I know a lot of people have a major soft spot for Vice City. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't think I put that much time into it when I first had it. So I might give it a bash in Japanese. I think it's still got English dialogue with Japanese subtitles, but I'll find out. Also, interestingly, because it was in Japan, it was distributed by Capcom. And this was in a period where Capcom was still good in releasing things like this in formats and countries where it might not have came out. It's cool. Thanks, Capcom. Some more Musos. That's Sengoku Muso 3. More slashy, hacky, China. So I like these, to be honest. They're not high effort games, but I do like them. Okay, so now I have Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter 2. Again, Monster Hunter, haven't really played. Gonna play these. And then if I like these, gonna buy Monster Hunter World, lose my life to Monster Hunter World. So that should be fun. My problem is animation priority combat. I tend to not like it that much. I'm gonna give it a chance though. I'll probably need a bit of a guide to know what items it's asking me for, so I know what I need to hunt. But yeah. That could be an interesting new experience for me. Always open to trying something again. We have some Naruto's. Not a fan of Naruto really. Not a fan of any shonen anime that's not Hajime no Ippo. It's the only one I really like. It's one of the Ninja Storm games, I think. Ninja Storm 2. Might be Ninja Storm 1, in fact. These are always decent. They're not serious fighting games. Well, we need to tell that to the people who are still playing the newest Naruto and trying to have tournaments about it. But that's another story. I do like this. A little bit. It'll fill a half an hour, and I can... looks like there's a bit of a story mode to go through as well, so... Let's give it a bash. Oh god. Anyone for some Final Fantasy X2? Anyone want a million costumes? I mean, at least it kind of gets rid of Tidus a bit. I've never tried X2. I might give it a go. I'll probably give it a go. Now I've never played Eco either. I don't think language barrier is going to be a problem for this game. And this wonderful manual, sort of written like an ancient tome, with a proper grained effect on it. And actually the paper feels like weathered as well, so that's really cool. But yeah, I've heard it's a masterpiece, and I've never really played it, so that's definitely going near the top of the pile. Now, everyone knows Devil May Cry 3. Also noticed that says it's £9. I definitely paid less than £9, but I digress. Hell of a game. If anyone knows me well enough, they're going to know that I really love character action games, so Devil May Cry 3 is one of the best. Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 are the best, but these are the ones that created it. And 1 and 3 are marvellous, and let's just ignore the fact that 2 exists because it's awesome. I just said, Jimmy, I got this box of 40 PS2 games for 60 quid, not even 60 quid, so yeah, I bought a lot of shit. I always buy a lot of shit, but this is more than usual, which is why I decided to get the camera out. These are 2 that I definitely want to play soon. It's Yakuza and Yakuza 2. I'm currently working through Yakuza 6, which I might stream a little bit at some point as well. But these, the spiritual successor to Shenmue, and I love them. They're kind of now a sort of Japan simulator. They show a lot of... It's a fake Tokyo suburb, but it shows a lot of what Tokyo is, I think. Well, the seedier side of Tokyo anyway. And the combat's usually pretty good. There's all sorts of extra side stuff to do. And I pretty much know what's happened in the story of these, so language barrier shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm gonna, once I think I'm gonna get through 6 first, and then I'm gonna play through 1 and 2. Because I've played the rest, but it's not 1 and 2 all the way. Right. I've never played Metal Gear Solid 2 for more than an hour. Any of the Metal Gear Solids. But I have seen them. If you're not a fan of stealth, but you like the idea of Metal Gear Solid, I can't recommend enough watching Drew Scanlon and Dan Reichert's run of both of these on Giant Bomb. They are hilarious as an analysis of Metal Gear Solid and just bathing in the ridiculousness of everything that it does. Yeah. I'll probably give that some time eventually. I've got a lot to get through now. Here's a terrifying picture of Brock Lesnar with some hiragana underneath him, which is hilarious to me. This is one of the Yuke's WWE games. I wasn't a massive fan of what Yuke's did with them. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good. This is another one that has... no it isn't. I thought this was one of the ones that had like footage, like a DVD of footage for the game, like for actual WWE. Doesn't look like it is, or if it is, it's not in the case. But yeah, I definitely pretend to care about wrestling again for a couple of seconds and watch your back, because here comes the pain. Although apparently that says here comes the pain. I'm not convinced. There's Prince of Tennis. I love tennis games. This is one of my niche collections, is tennis games. And I actually already have this one, unfortunately. I think this is going to be an upgrade to the copy that I have, though. Also, I need to watch this again. I've seen a bit of Prince of Tennis and then I kind of stopped watching. I definitely want to try it again. And yeah, this plays a decent game of tennis actually. I need to do some swapsy rounds as this one. But yeah, I've got probably 20 odd different tennis games. Because it's the sport I follow, and there's been a lot of good tennis games over the years. It translates well to the world of video games, so yeah. A little bit more sports. This is I think it's Pro Yaku Powerful 10. I think that's what the series is called. It's basically little chibi baseball. It's actually quite a lot of fun. I think I've got 11 or 12. So this is one of the earlier ones. But it's got all of the Japanese Pro League teams in it. It's got an extensive story career mode that you can do if you want to. Yeah, they're pretty good knockabout game of baseball. That's all I've got to say about it, mate. This is Super Robot Wars Z or Z. I don't know how they want to pronounce it. I think it would be Zedo. These have been going on for ages in Japan, these games. I've got one on the Saturn. I think I've got one on the Dreamcast. They're decent little mech games. Again, sort of same kind of thing as the Gundam games. Some story happens, you fight another mech, some more story happens. The basic deal. But it's sort of like Japan's Transformers in a way. If you sort of look at the style of the characters. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it works. I still wasn't finished with the Gundam. It's a lot of Gundam. So there is 3 more. Gundam. I can't read it, so I'm going to call it Alien vs Predator. Then Alien vs Predator DX. And Gundam Seed Zaft. Again, they just mech games. I'll give them a try. Maybe have a look at the actual Gundam itself, some of the series. It's one of those things I've never really paid much attention to, but it's massively popular, so I'll give them a bash. But we're almost done. We've got 2 more games in this box. Firstly, we have... I'm not 100% sure. You know what this is, Jamie? It's Square RPG. It's Seiken Dentetsu. So, I don't think I've played a Seiken Dentetsu game, at least not in a good while. Again, RPG, looks like real-time combat, so I'll probably give it a bash. I don't mind real-time combat, JRPGs. Yeah, I don't know much about that one though. And then finally, as is appropriate to end this, a bit more Gundam. That one, actually no, that's more Super Robot Wars. In fact, that is Super Robot Wars MX. Looks pretty good. Right, so that's all of the stuff. Get some of this back in these boxes. Filter out the stuff that I want to play first. Okay, probably a few. Right, let's just put the ones in final key down there. The other ones back in the box. Right, okay, we're going to get these packed up and then I might come back and play something, or I might not, but for now, ta-da.